I'd like to thank everybody for joining or watching this video. We have Sean. Sean, could you say your last name for me?
Sure, Sean Palmquist.
Okay, with National Weather Service, and he's, of course, with the Weather Service, who's going to be talking about the weather. And I'm going to turn it over to him.
Okay, let me share my screen. All right. All right. Like Samantha said, my name is Sean Palmquist. I'm a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Billings, Montana. Gonna go through a few things here today. We're gonna talk a little bit about the different types of flooding, some of the services that we provide as far as flood information, and then kind of just the current and future weather and how that will relate to flood potential over the next month or so. All right, so just a little bit about our office. So we are one of 122 or so offices across the country. Our area of responsibility is essentially South Central and Southeast Montana, as well as Sheridan County, Wyoming. So 16 counties, we cover around 250,000 people, and our area is roughly half the size of the state of South Dakota. So how are we staffed? Well, we do provide coverage 24 hours a day, 7 days a week, 365 days a year. This includes a staff of 23. That includes meteorologists with a minimum of 2 on duty at all times. So we know weather doesn't stop depending upon the hour or day of the year. So we always have people monitoring and forecasting weather. We also have a few electronic and computer systems experts who go out into the field and repair systems. All right. So here's just a quick video showing flooding. The whole reason that we're here talking today.
Call 911, hurry!
All right, and here is another video. Somebody, disobeying the barriers and deciding to drive through a flooded roadway, and what happens? The water takes them and puts them off into deeper water, and then they have to be rescued. If it wasn't an issue, we wouldn't be talking about it. And one last video here.
Your path is blocked by water crossing the road. It doesn't look that deep, so you decide to drive through it. Bad decision. And it may be the last.
So again, it just takes 12 inches of flowing water to carry off a small car, closer to 1.5 feet for larger vehicles, and only takes about 6 inches to take you off of your feet. So we always tell people, turn around, don't drown. All right, so getting into some of the flood alerts that we provide. Essentially, there's 2 main ones flash flood versus a river flood. Flash flood means it's kind of rapid flooding. So that could be from a thunderstorm dropping quite a bit of rain in a short amount of time. Heavy rain on top of a burn scar. So a recent wildfire that changed, the face of the landscape, and then heavy rain on top of that, or a dam failure. So a dam failing and then the wall of water behind that dam moving rapidly downstream. The other one, river floods. So longer term flooding could be days, weeks, even months. Here in Southeast Montana, we're very familiar with ice jam flooding, especially along the Tone and the Yellowstone River near Miles City. And just here's a couple examples. This one was July 7th, 2007 in Billings. Quick moving thunderstorm brought quick, I think 3 or 4 inches of rain over the town. So we had flooded streets, businesses, and homes. And then more recently, in March 24th, 2019, Croatian Sea, there was a flood warning that was out. But I-90 was shut down from high water. So it had to do with rapid snow melt, ice jams, and even some rainfall on top of all of that. So it was a bad recipe. All right, so a little more about flash floods. So flash floods occur from heavy and excessive rainfall, kind of already said that. Downstream in areas that may experience little or no rainfall. In parts of the desert Southwest, thunderstorms could be, sometimes up to 100 miles away over the mountains. And then all of a sudden this wall of water catches people off guard, 100 miles away. In clear skies, they're like, well, where did all this water come from? Well, thunderstorms over the mountains ways away. So things to watch out for. Key elements, so rainfall intensity, so how hard it's raining. And then the duration. So this typically happens from very slow moving thunderstorms. So they kind of just park themselves over a particular area. Topography plays a role. So how steep of terrain are you in? Are you in a valley, a steep canyon, something like that? And then soil conditions. So, is your soil sandy or is it clay? Well, if it's clay, it's going to take a longer time for that rain to soak into the ground. And so it's going to go to runoff a lot quicker and, increase your chances for flooding. Ground cover also plays a factor. So whether or not you are in a city or in a rural area, soil versus concrete, those all play a factor. All right, now we're talking about river floods. Again, so they occur from extended